Hello, everyone. I started the recording for this event, and I would like to remind you that if you prefer, you can mute your microphone or even turn off your camera to maintain your privacy. We appreciate your participation and look forward to an engaging discussion. Thank you. Give me 1 second. Welcome to Tech Talk with Pratik, your go-to resource for the latest advancements and insights into the world of technology. I'm your host, Pratik Patel, and today we're investigating hyperconverged infrastructure, or HCI. It's a transformative topic that's reshaping the landscape of IT infrastructure. In this episode, we'll be exploring how Lenovo and Nutanix have joined forces to deliver cutting-edge solutions that simplify data center operations, enhance scalability, and drive significant cost efficiencies. Hyperconverged infrastructure is all about integrating compute, storage, and networking into a single unified system. This not only reduces complexity of managing separate silos, but also brings a new level of agility and performance to IT environments. Today, we'll be investigating the specifics of Lenovo's ThinkAgile HX series, powered by Nutanix's leading software platform. We'll discuss how this powerful combination is providing businesses with seamless scalability and high efficient IT solutions. And for our channel partners tuning in, we'll have some exciting insights on how you can leverage these solutions to open new revenue streams, reduce deployment times, and even offer your clients unmatched value. To help us uncomplicate this world of hyperconverged infrastructure, we'll hear from industry experts and get understanding of how these solutions are enabling businesses to stay competitive in today's rapidly changing landscape.
All right, good stuff.
With that said, please note, this event is specifically designed to give you direct access to industry experts. So feel free to put your questions and comments into the chat box and we'll address them as they come in. All right, let's get to the main event. First up, joining me is welcoming Nick Walker to the virtual stage. Nick, thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you. Actually, I find it, I'm very happy and thrilled that you guys allowed me to join your Tech Talks. Again, I'm Nick Walker. I'm your technical enablement engineer supporting Nutanix. I work with Ingram Micro. I've been with the team for the last 12 years with Ingram. Started my career in solution design and services. Back in those days, we were known as tech support, and I'm still here. So today we're talking Nutanix, and if you've known me, you may have spoken to me on various lines, right? It could have been HPE, it could have been Dell, it could have been Lenovo, it could have been Cisco, it could have been Supermicro. I was the lead VMware technician for quite some time here in our department. I was working on the Citrix team at the same time. I've supported our cloud vendors through and through as the lead cloud champion technician with our department. And your Microsoft ambassador for Microsoft OEM, Autopilot ambassador for Microsoft Autopilot, and Windows Server ambassador. And now today we're talking Nutanix. So I hope everyone, I want to take the time to let everyone know if you do have questions, as Pratik said, please feel free to drop those questions right into our chat. I want it to be somewhat formal but informal, and I'd like to thank all of you for letting us know where you hail from. We hail here in Buffalo, New York, and I'm actually going to jump right in and discuss a little bit of the Nutanix at a glance. Now, I'll tell you that there's been a lot of rumblings in the industry in regards to Nutanix lately. I mean, especially with the VMware Broadcom acquisition and the things that are happening in data centers far and wide. Nutanix is a solution that has actually birthed, I'd say, we're going on close to 10 years, 15 years now. And one of the big things about our product is we're primarily a software company. I mean, we definitely leverage our hardware partnerships. We have an OEM offering with Nutanix, which is, it's not even really enough to mention on this call. We're talking Lenovo today, but for those that were curious, our current OEM offering is Supermicro. But the cool part about Nutanix is we are vendor agnostic. We will work on just about any x86 hardware platform out there, and we have a straight tight partnership today with Lenovo. So that's really going to be our focus. But one thing that I want to let you guys know about Nutanix at a glance, you all went to a brick school, I'd hope, even the ones that may have not gone to a brick school, like my grandmother used to say. It's okay. I'm not going to read slides, right? But I will kind of highlight a few things here. out of the global Forbes 2000 list of customers, 50 or actually more than 50% of them at this point are actually Nutanix customers. This is a solution that's growing throughout the industry. We're eliminating the complexity. We want to bring simplicity to the table. We want you to win. We want you to focus more on your business and less on, let's say, troubleshooting or supporting a complex technical solution. So that's really where Nutanix is strong. We're eliminating the three-tier architecture. This is all hyperconvergence. We'll explain that in a few moments of what really hyperconverged infrastructure is all about. But I want you to feel relaxed, and I hope to entertain you while you're here. Now, the vision of Nutanix is to make hybrid multi-cloud simple. We want simplicity, no more complexity. We want to eliminate learning curves. And again, we want you to really dedicate most of your time to supporting your customers and supporting your business. We want to also ensure that the partners of Nutanix win. So, resellers, salesmen, MSPs, whatever it may be of the world that you hail from or that you support, we want to partner with you. We want you to present the Nutanix solution. We're here to help you present that solution, and we're here to somewhat do it if you need it. But our whole mentality with the Ingram Nutanix team is to teach our partners how to fish. We get you in, we want you to be successful. So that means that we're here to support you. We will do as much education that we need. We will review the product as many times as we need. We will demo the product for you, your sales teams, as well as your end customers. So it's definitely a solution that, it's not just a one-stop show. We want to make you win. We want to help, and we will support. Our mission here is to really provide the ability to run your applications, run your data anywhere, whether it's on-prem, in multiple on-prem locations, remote office, branch office, in the cloud. We want to ensure that you're able to be successful, run your data anywhere. The way we do this is our ideal state is hybrid multi-cloud. You are creating a private cloud within your environment. You've done it for years with the other virtualization vendors. We're not asking for anything different here. Private cloud is essentially what you're building on-prem, but we want to extend that capability to the public clouds. So whether you're on Amazon, AWS, whether you're on Google G Cloud, if you're on Microsoft Azure, we want the same experience that you're receiving on-prem with the Nutanix solution to be exactly identical to your cloud offering. And when it comes to Nutanix, we're all about protecting your data. We want to replicate your data to ensure its availability. We understand that failures are actually a part of life. It's not if it'll fail, it's really when. And that's the way that we construct the architecture of the Nutanix solution. We've done this in such a way to ensure that even if you lose drives, nodes, sites, no matter what, you are still up and running. Zero downtime is our ideal state. And it's all about hybrid multi-cloud. All right. In order to achieve that state, we must rebrand the data center with hyperconverged infrastructure. And that's really where we are. When you look at the current three-tier architecture, we like to call three-tier as, you have various 3 layers in an average data center. We know that we have a server or compute layer. We know we have a networking layer. We have a storage layer, right? Our ideal is to combine all of these through hyperconverged infrastructure into a smooth appliance offering. That was the original offering from Nutanix, was an appliance, and now we've moved into more flexibility with, bring your own hardware, partnering with multiple hardware vendors. We want to make this as easy as possible because we want everyone to take advantage of this great technology. So we're integrating everything. We're integrating the compute layer, the storage layer, the virtualization and network layer. We've added in security. We want to make sure this thing is secure. We've added in other security features, like even ransomware protection. It's something that I had a discussion on that earlier today. There is no area of the Nutanix solution that we fail or lack in. We have an offering for everything, and most of our solution is actually baked into our initial primary offering, which is known as the Nutanix Cloud Infrastructure. So again, any workload, any app, you can run that anywhere. One of the best things of Nutanix, not only do we ensure that your data and your workloads remain active, but also, that's mainly through replicating your data, but we're also increasing the performance of your average workloads. as most network or data center administrators, virtualization administrators, when they're building out their virtual environments, they generally have to guess, as I like to call it. They're adding in extra resources for the what if. They're adding in extra compute, extra RAM for the future, extra storage for the future, because no one wants to get bogged down by a poorly performing virtual machine. Well, oversizing virtual machines is a thing of the past with the Nutanix solution. We actually have an operating system known as Acropolis that ensures that every workload you deploy always will get the best possible performance, because we operate on a hybrid model or an all-flash model all the time, right? So that's definitely one of the big pieces of Nutanix, is the fact that no matter your workload, not only can you run it anywhere, but you're also going to get the best possible performance. Through our platform, we will let you know when you're over provisioned, when you've given a virtual machine too much resources, when you've given it too much compute, storage, RAM, and you honestly could give those resources or dedicate those back to other things in your data center, other virtual machines, right? So we're all about consolidating space. We want to make this as simple and easy as possible. Why our customers win? Because we offer the freedom of choice. Not only are you allowed to bring your own hardware to the table, not only do we have multiple partnerships with all of the hardware vendors of the land, we're also allowing you to bring your own hypervisors to the mix. This is big for the customers who are existing VMware customers, but considering Nutanix. We're offering, as well as all the major virtualization vendors are generally offering similar solutions. We're allowing you to create virtual machines. How we protect those VMs, how we provide the best possible performance, how we create a redundant environment, I believe stands us at top tier against the others. But freedom of choice is big with us, because we know that not every customer is going to be walking into our offering ready to leverage our own hypervisor. So we support ESXi, we support Hyper-V. Customers are allowed to bring their own hypervisor to the table with the Nutanix solution. We have one unified platform. So we are a node-based appliance type solution. This is hyper-converged infrastructure. We are using software to drive this solution. So it's one unified platform. That makes it easy when it's time to scale this platform up. It makes it easy when it's time to manage this platform. That's really one of our foundations or our pillars to our solution. We want everything simple. Eliminating the complexity is one of our other pillars to the Nutanix solution, because we know that learning curves are horrible. I mean, they take time out of the day, time that you could be using, dedicating to your customers or dedicating to the functions of your business. So to make this simple as possible is really where we like to be. And we're dedicated to your success. I'm not really a big numbers guy. I'm not a fluffy guy. But one thing about the Nutanix offering is every customer that I have had the pleasure of conversing with who has this solution loves it. And I'm a guy who have supported VMware, I've supported Hyper-V, I've supported Citrix, I've even supported a little Red Hat virtualization V in my day. And my personal experience with Nutanix, I love it. I think it's just the greatest. It's very easy. It's very smooth. But ultimately, our customers have rated this solution as they love it. So we have a 90 plus net promoter score with Nutanix, and that's worldwide support. They love us. We're easy to work with. It's one throat to choke. You're not contacting multiple vendors. If for storage issues, you got to call one place. For network issues, you got to call another group. Nope, you can speak with our helpful, dedicated team. They will get you straight. So we want to reduce data center footprint. We do this through our hyperconverged infrastructure model. I've known building out the Nutanix solution, or sizing, as we like to call it, for any customer. I usually will take their existing environment and convert that to Nutanix, and find that I can eliminate some of the infrastructure with the Nutanix solution. They may have 5 servers running in their environment today, and when I'm complete with my Nutanix build, they'll likely have 3. That's one of the big things about Nutanix. By our model of performance, by our model of reducing overcommitment of resources, we're offering a reduced footprint in terms of the servers and the resources that you need to grow your environment, or at least to sustain it. And that really falls right into the eliminating the wasteful over provisioning, right? I talked about these resources. I talked about how, on average, we're often creating virtual machines larger than what they need to be, and how Nutanix can eliminate that. And we're right sizing your environment based on the workloads that you're looking to deploy. So even when, if I do get the pleasure of speaking with any of you individually and we're working on a Nutanix opportunity, you'll find that all of the Nutanix offering is right sized. We're not, we don't need to guess for the future. We just need to make those resources available of what would be needed for the future. And by all of this, just naturally, we're reducing the carbon use. If you don't need as many systems, you're not cooling as many servers as you may have needed to cool before. We're definitely greener from a reducing or minimizing standpoint. So just a few things to land on as to why our customers love this solution and why we're committed to being the best in breed. We're not the cheapest. I'm going to get to that, just right out the gate. I'm going to let you know that we're not the cheapest solution, but we bring a lot of functionality to the table to make your life easier. And this is essentially our platform in a nice high-level view. So when you consider the Nutanix cloud infrastructure platform, this is the area that many of our customers begin with. We have a operating system that drives our solution. It's our secret sauce. It allows you to get that great performance. It is the driver that replicates your virtual data to ensure that it's always available. That operating system is known as Acropolis Operating System, or AOS for short. The Acropolis operating system, we support multiple hypervisors, but we have our own, and it's known as the Acropolis hypervisor. AHV for short. So these are the two, AHV and AOS, Acropolis hypervisor or operating system. That's really our primary platform. This is what everyone takes advantage of when they're considering a Nutanix solution. Now, if you have, of course, I could get into some of these. We offer disaster recovery. It's kind of built in. We have various replication capabilities. We can go as low as synchronous, or as low as 1 hour, and as high as synchronous. We have 1 minute delay if we need it. We're big on security. We're big on preventing your environment from ransomware. We're big on protecting your virtual machines. We understand that operating systems and hypervisors have security, but we also have it built into our offering as well. And most of the customers, are on-prem, but for those who have a mixture of both, they may have a presence in the cloud as well as an on-prem offering. That's where Nutanix Cloud Clusters comes into play. So Cloud Clusters allows your customers to manage all of their infrastructure under a single pane of glass, their cloud infrastructure as well as their on-prem infrastructure. We support all of the public clouds, and we showed that earlier: AWS, Google, Amazon, Azure. I'm sorry, AWS is Amazon, at Microsoft Azure, you name it, we're in. And then we jump in and offer all types of services for specific customers, whether it's the unified storage offering that we have, whether it's the data services for Kubernetes. There's a nice popular database service known as NDB, NDS, I'm sorry, or ERA, as folks like to call it in the past. Our Nutanix Data Lens is really our security and ransomware and compliance product. And then their Cloud Manager. So for those that are interested in self-service, for cloud, maybe offer virtual, what do you call that? Automation, where, hey, I can build out virtual infrastructure for another department within my company, or maybe just giving customers a portal that they can use to create virtual machines. That's our Cloud Manager product. And of course, we've got federated management. Our primary management console is known as Prism. Now, the Nutanix solution, we're over 750 validated solutions that tie in directly with our platform. Actually, that number has grown a little bit over the past few months. But essentially, from data protection providers, whether it's backup software that you're into, if you have existing Veeam or Acronis or ArcServe, if you have that, we integrate directly with it. For the network security, if you're a checkpoint, if you're into Cisco, whether it's Cisco Nexus or Umbrella services, Fortinet, Juniper, if you're protecting your environment with security or networking products, we integrate with that. From a VDI perspective, one thing that I will say about the Nutanix offering is that is an area where we could be a little better. Nutanix offered a VDI protocol that is actually no longer belonging to Nutanix. I believe it was, see, I don't even remember the name of it because it doesn't matter anymore. It's not ours. But ultimately, we will allow you to bring your own VDI offering to our mix. So if you're leveraging Zen Server or Zen App or Zen Desktop, I'm sorry, I said Zen Server, but if you're leveraging Zen Desktop or Zen App from the Citrix offering and you'd like to continue to leverage that with Nutanix, have at it. If you're leveraging Horizon View and you love PC over IP, you can continue to use that under the Nutanix platform while we work to bake our own VDI protocol for communicating with desktops. But ultimately, for management operations, we mix with many of the offerings out there. For the DevOps and the app creation, we support various offerings there. I like the Red Hat guys and the SUSE guys. We just had a chat with them not too long ago. We're in on that. And also the verticals down at the bottom. You know, I haven't seen some of the medical things as of yet, but I know that they're supported. But ultimately, the slide is, you know, nice logo slide. Now, there is a Move product that's a migration product. It is free for customers. Now, migration, Nutanix Move allows you to migrate your virtual infrastructure between Nutanix and, let's say, AWS. Let's say it's a VMware environment. It can be an Azure cloud environment. We support bidirectional migration of virtual machines between Nutanix and the others. So this is something that has come up recently, especially with the VMware Broadcom noise. Customers are concerned about migrating. So if you are, let's say, an existing VMware subscriber, and you're living out the remainder of your subscription and you've walked into the steps of Nutanix, you can easily migrate those virtual workloads from VMware to Nutanix when your subscription's up. So we do have a solution for those customers that are looking to migrate, and this is a free product. You know, you do not need to be a Nutanix partner to take advantage of this. This is available online. You can easily download it and migrate. I mean, you'd want to be working with Nutanix infrastructure or at least a Nutanix operating system in the back end, which we offer a community edition, which we can elaborate on more towards the end. But yeah, we offer a free migration product that's available to anyone that you can just easily search for online. Now, we wanted to simplify the journey, the enterprise journey. We wanted to make this easy for everyone. So we do offer invisible infrastructure as one of our paramounts of the Nutanix solution. Our architecture is all self-healing. You know, I explained a little earlier in this presentation, you know, I kind of hinted on this, that we are into replicating your workloads. We want to make sure that they're available. So we know that failures will happen. It's not a matter of if, it's really when. And when they do happen, we don't want you to lose your capacity like you would with some of our other, with like some of the other competitor products out there. You know, you lose a node or a hard drive, you're down. You're not necessarily down with those guys, but you're definitely lost some of your available capacity. Our solution is self-healing. So if you do lose something, we actually bake it into the opportunity to ensure that if something fails, you are okay. It will self-heal. You will have all of the capacity you expect it to have and continue life happy and in charge, right? Invisible cloud. So it's a single operating system across all platforms, no matter if you're on-prem, no matter if you're in any of the public clouds, if you're leveraging AWS, if you're leveraging Google or Azure, it's going to be the same experience no matter what. We have a one unified management console. So you'll be using that same console to manage all of your infrastructure. So there is no learning curve there. There is no complexity when it comes down to managing everything. You're going to see it all seamless across everywhere. And we have built-in data services. Our really secret sauce to Nutanix is how we manage storage, how we manage your workloads, how we ensure that every workload gets the best possible performance, how we ensure that every workload is replicated. I mean, we're taking metadata snapshots of all your data to ensure that you have redundancy, you have that of high availability. So storage is really our big bread and butter with this solution. So we've added all different types of functionality to make storage provisioning a lot better. So when you are growing with the Nutanix solution, you're just adding on another appliance, another node. Not only will you increase capacity where you need it, whether it's storage, compute, or RAM, but you also will increase performance every time you add another node. With the way our architecture, our solution is built, we really lean on high performing infrastructure. I mean, I don't want to get too heavy in the weeds. I don't know how many technical people we have on the line today, but if I really wanted to be technical, I could explain to you that we have various things baked into our OS, like we have an op log and we have content cache, and Stargate is a service that's under the covers that's really driving all of the high performance. It's really monitoring the IO. It's ensuring that every write and every read that you perform is on high performing tiers of storage or RAM, and any cold data, any slow performing needs of data are on the slower performing tiers. So we have a lot of things built into our solution that are dedicated towards storage and optimally operating your storage. And then the accelerated time to value is massive with Nutanix. I mean, partners are deploying the solution in matters of minutes, not hours. When it comes down to installation, I mean, we have a 45-minute installation process. When it comes down to installing Nutanix at remote locations, it's really simple. It's plug it in, power it up, manage it, and you're good to go. So, we support all of the various hardware platforms. I mean, we're all in on Nutanix, and there's a whole lineup, data sheets, and information on the Lenovo Nutanix offering. But if you are encountering opportunities where your customers, let's say, are not Lenovo customers, please, or not to bash my guy here, maybe these customers recently purchased hardware. I know that the cycles for VMware opportunities are generally, I was a guy supporting VMware. I know that solution is nowhere by means cheap. So some of the business customers had to stagger how they operate their environment. Maybe one year they're purchasing hardware, then the next year they're purchasing software. Now all of a sudden VMware comes in with the new news, the new Broadcom news, and these guys are just coming off of a hardware purchase. Well, we have validated designs. We can ensure that your hardware meets our requirement to support our solution to the point where you do not need to try to rip and replace, only greed fill if you need it. We want to make sure that you have the ability to be successful. And that means, no rip and replace if it's not required. So we have validated designs for those customers who must keep their own gear or really just made a hardware investment and really would like to stay with that product. So for the VMware folks of the world, I wanted to kind of give you a good comparison on how we stack, really how we relate to the VMware offering. And I really kind of focus in this area for the vRealize operations. I know it's known as ARIA these days, but I kind of aged myself. The vRealize operations, the vRealize automation, we do all of that within the Nutanix Cloud Management Platform. From everything from NSX to SRM, Site Recovery Manager, to the Kubernetes offering that VMware has, to even vSAN and the ESXi hypervisor, we offer all of that in our base offering, Nutanix Cloud Infrastructure. So if any of these at the top are more your deal, Frame. See, I almost forgot what Nutanix VDI protocol was known as when we owned it. It was known as Frame. It's been sold off, and now it's desktops as a service with Frame directly. But ultimately, that was known as our protocol. It's not ours anymore, and I need to kind of go in there and eliminate that. But yeah, we have database services. I talked a little bit of our migration service known as Nutanix Move. We really stack up to the top tier competitor out there, which is VMware. So just to let you know that, hey, we're offering a similar solution, but the one thing about the Nutanix offering is that we're dedicated on performance, we're dedicated on redundancy, and we don't think you need to pay more to get those awesome features. All right, so how does this thing work? When you're ready to have a conversation about a possible Nutanix opportunity, we're having these conversations day in, day out. I literally had to tell these guys on the call before this, I got a hard stop. So what happens first? We establish a partnership with Ingram Micro. That's the first and foremost thing that we're going to want to do. Once we've identified if you're currently tiered to someone else, we're going to want you to come our way. Come get a good guy like myself to work with you on your opportunities. And once you're established the partnership with Ingram Micro, we're going to have a discovery call. You're going to have a discovery call with myself and our team on the Nutanix side with Ingram Micro. We're going to talk up your opportunity. I mean, we do these discovery calls often, and we have a good mixture of the audience. So you could be a partner that's pretty self-savvy that wants to do everything yourself, and you just need access to the Nutanix material, maybe access to the Nutanix partner portal, maybe access to Nutanix content online, maybe access to the Nutanix sizing tool for Nutanix opportunities. We'll help you there. But if you're more of a partner who is not familiar with Nutanix, but you do have some opportunities on the table, then we'll definitely work with you to have discovery calls where we will work with your sales team if you have one, or we'll work even with your end customers to present products, demo products, really highlight the Nutanix solution so it's a little easier on you to make that deal. Once we have that discovery call and we've talked up your next opportunity, whether you're having the call with us or you're savvy enough to do this on your own, there is an opportunity sizing process to Nutanix. Whereas, like I said earlier, we're all based on workload sizing. We do not want you to over provision your virtual machines. So we want to right size the Nutanix solution. And we do that through some things I'm going to show you next. I don't want to kill my thunder here, but really with Nutanix is we want to make sure that the workloads are properly sized, and we have various ways of going about that. Here are the ways. So we have what I like to call discovery tools that we can deploy in a customer's environment. For those that are willing and for those environments that are existing, we can definitely leverage these discovery tools. So there's the popular discovery tool is known as the Nutanix Collector, something that I can talk to you more about once you have a meeting with me or we're moving forward on an opportunity. But Nutanix Collector is our primary popular discovery tool. It's very secure for the customers who may be a little concerned about deploying a tool in their environment that records their virtual machines, it records their host, it records their infrastructure so that we can properly build out a Nutanix solution. But the first and foremost discovery tool is Nutanix Collector. Now, some customers are more VMware focused, and for VMware environments, they may even be familiar with RV tools. The RV tools, excuse me, will take a snapshot of your environment, give me and my guys all the information that we need to build out a Nutanix solution. And then the third is Live Optics, right? So this is old Dell DPAC. I think it's now broken off from Dell and it's in its own company. Live Optics is very similar. Some of you may be familiar. It will also run a snapshot of a set environment. You can run that snapshot for 1 day or 7, and it will give me back information that I need to build out the Nutanix solution, I or my team. Once we have that solution built, yeah.
Let me just add one more thing. Just like Live Optics, Lenovo actually has a tool that they partner with. It's called One IQ. So similar type of same output, and actually, it works so great because now you're able to run it and get a configuration, ready to go. Pops out a configuration with Nutanix as one of the solutions. So definitely, I just wanted to highlight that.
No, man, definitely. Thank you. And that's a tool that I probably will want, So, yes, we use these discovery tools. We think it's the best way to build out environments because we can right size and avoid sticker shock if we can. I wouldn't want to build out an environment larger than it needs to be. And that's where these discovery tools comes into play. No need of guesswork here. We can run these or deploy these discovery tools and exactly identify what you need from a compute, storage, and RAM perspective, and then work against that. And once we have those details, we're going to build our quote and we will review that quote with you. Now, I know that through the Nutanix tool, we generally build quotes that are known as frontline quotes. And those frontline quotes are passed over to the Ingram Micro team. And that's where the partnership between Ingram Micro and Nutanix comes into. I'm sorry, the Lenovo and Nutanix Ingram Micro team partnership comes into play, because my guys on the Nutanix team will happily work with the Lenovo representatives to have that quote built with Lenovo hardware. So we want this to be as smooth and easy as possible. It's a nice 4-step deal. All right, so let's take a look at my team here, right? I am Nick Walker, but I do have my business manager, my VBM is Barrett Irby. My development executive, Zach Ward, this is the gentleman that we will likely have our discovery calls with. When it's time to establish the partnership with Ingram Micro, my guy Zach will likely leverage and hit you up. and we will create a discovery call to talk about your company, to talk about your potential opportunities, to talk about what type of partner are you. Are you the type that's pretty savvy and you just need access to the Nutanix materials, or do you need us to assist you in getting some of these deals that you've acquired done, right? So you'll be working with me and my guy Nolan in the back end, our customer experience representative. He is primarily responsible for the team that builds out most of our quotes. He leads that team. It's a team of many members, but these are our guys. These are our top tier fellas, right? And we're all about promotions and rebates, right? There are tons of promotions and rebates, especially now that we're in this VMware Broadcom storm. Our phone is always off the hook. We're always booked. We're always in discussions with partners. So if you'd like to be one of those lucky partners and have discussions with us to talk about the promotions and rebates that your team and you may qualify for, definitely reach out to us. We always are willing to present Nutanix products. We offer presentations. We offer product demos. Not enough time to go through either of those today, but I just wanted to give you a high-level overview. But if you are in the works of a Nutanix opportunity and you definitely want to propose Nutanix Lenovo, reach out to our Nutanix team at nutanix@ingrammicro.com. Real simple, nice, straight and forward. So that's, where am I at on time? I didn't take too much time. I think it's about good 25, 30 minutes
we're
right
good,
there.
Nick. We're good, Nick. Yeah,
Right.
Very interesting. I love Nutanix. Even Lenovo promotes it as a best of breed, and so definitely, it's a great combination of having Nutanix and Lenovo in the same conversation. So what that really does is that brings me to Joe Allen from Lenovo. Hey Joe, how are you doing today?
Hey, afternoon. I'm on a
Okay.
delay here. I'm not sure. It's there's a lot of people online here, so.
Oh yeah. I can hear you now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me
Yeah,
start off and present screen, share screen out.
Are you able to put that in the presentation mode by any chance? Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So afternoon, everybody. My name is Joe Allen. I'm a senior solutions architect on our Lenovo Expert Technical Sales team. So our nickname is basically Let's Team, and I support the sales and inside sales teams as well as the other solutions architects in the field, and I cover all of North America. So our team has several players on it. Basically, each of us has a well, kind of general purpose, but each of us have a specialty, and my specialty is more of a hyper converged infrastructure and a storage expert. So any of those topics related to Lenovo hardware or portfolio, I'd be able to help out and work on. So let's move right along. Talking about the Think Agile HX overview. So HX is our nomenclature for our servers designed to support Nutanix software, Nutanix OS. And Think Agile is our brand that we kind of label where Lenovo and the vendor in this situation, Nutanix, Lenovo and Nutanix get together and work on a solution where the hardware, firmware, OS, drivers, and everything will be supported across both of those vendors. So the nice thing about this is when you call in a support issue off a Think Agile HX product, you'll get a Lenovo employee. It's a level 2 employee who's most likely going to work on your solution or your problem, any questions, but it eliminates you from going from 2 different calls. So you're not calling Nutanix on one thing, Lenovo on another thing. It's just one call to Lenovo to help you work on both of them, Lenovo and Nutanix. So getting right into our our V3 solutions. These are based on the 4th and 5th gen Intel, so the Emerald Rapids and Sapphire Rapids Intel processors. They all support PCI Gen 5. And we kind of take our pride on recycling packaging, sustainability, efficiency, titanium power supplies. All of our components in our rack systems operate with each other So our chassis share the Intel, AMD. So it's not like we have a one chassis that's designed for this particular product. We kind of share amongst multiple. So it makes it easier for, lowers the cost, and, we put that cost onto the customers as well. So this is all of our HX or V3 models. This is the latest and greatest. We have AMD and Intel, like I said, but these are kind of based on our server line, so our general purpose server line. And those started off with SR. So SR are our rack systems. And in order to do kind of distinguishing between our general purpose Nutanix, we have the HX in the front. So it's kind of easy. So HX 645, the last digit 5, meaning it's an AMD based system. A 6 is basically, it's kind of our level. So it starts off with a 1 being kind of an entry level system, all the way up to 9 being a kind of a high end multi-socket, 99.99% uptime designed, to run constantly. The last two letters you see is the IS and CN. So IS is our appliance model or integrated system, and the CN is what our certified node. And I'll kind of go differentiate those in a little bit. The second digit, so there's a 4, and you'll see a 6, and a 3, and a 5. But the 3 and the 4 are 1U systems. So there's just a single rack slot. And the 6 and the 5 digit, those are our 2U, or they take up 2 rack units. So it's kind of easy to distinguish, if you want like a 2U 2-socket system, then you'd be looking at an HX665 in an AMD model. So moving on, so along with our Think Agile HX, we also have what we call AI-ready solutions. So these are solutions validated by our development team to work with AI solutions. So we have AI data analytics. You do GPU virtualization, scaling. They work with Red Hat OpenShift, Nutanix Cloud Platform. So these are validated designs that Nutanix and Lenovo have worked together to bring to the market. And on top of that, we also have what we call a GPT in a box. It's a validated design. It's based off our 2U 2-socket AMD and Intel systems. So if you're interested in any type of bringing Chat GPT into your environment, into your data center, we have validated designs that we help work with you to get those up and running and working within your environment. Now, I talked about the IS and CN. So these are basically the differences. So the HX IS, or integrated system, or in other words, an appliance, this is a turnkey solution. So the software will be on it, the licensing will be on it. And the idea is that you plug it into network, set up the password, set up the IP address, and you'll be able to be up within a minute forming the cluster. It comes with our Think Agile support, which I mentioned before. You call in Lenovo to one number, you get an L2 technician, and he is more than likely going to help you throughout to resolve your issue. The software license is included, and Lenovo deployment services. So we come in, rack, stack, basically white glove everything, and help you form the cluster. And we can do that either on site or remote. And once that's set up, there is time we allocate to train whomever is going to be working on that particular system. The certified node is almost the same thing as integrated system. It's still fully certified, the software and hardware, and so it's both Lenovo and Nutanix agree this is how this server is going to be supported and work. But you can either bundle the software with the certified node, or you can bring your own. So if you choose to purchase it directly to Nutanix or Ingram in this case, you can go ahead and do that. But it also gives you kind of the flexibility. You know, we don't really want to have to bundle the software if you want to go someplace else, or if you actually have the licenses already and you just want to move those licenses to a newer platform that's fully supported. Another thing we can do as well is what we call TrueScale. TrueScale is an offering that if you want to do a consumption-based model, so if you want to, it's almost kind of like a lease where you can do a 3 or 5 year, but we'll work with you in order to do more of a, you know, infrastructure as a service or, you know, consumption-based model. That's a variety right there if you choose to go those ways. So these are kind of unique values that we provide with the Think Agile HX solutions. So the license is valid through the life of the hardware. So when you purchase the software through Lenovo, it's basically there for the life. It's a perpetual license that we offer, and we're basically the only vendor that actually can do that. Incident logging. So if you want to do a basically have Lenovo proactively monitor your environment, we can set that up. That way, if you do have, for instance, a failed hard drive or failed solid-state drive, Lenovo will take the proactive approach to giving you a call saying that, hey, there's an issue going on. We want to work with you to resolve it. Or he may be calling saying, hey, your hard drive's dead. We're going to head and ship you a new one. We just got to make sure we have the shipping address correct. We're also certified on SAP HANA. We have edge solutions. So if you're looking at a small, half-width 1U box that's ideal for an edge type environment, or if you have a dirty environment or warehouse type where the temperatures just fluctuate throughout the seasons, we actually have those solutions in a Nutanix validated design. Flexible choices. So we do have many different vendors we work with graphics cards, AMD and NVIDIA, and then we work with other vendors for like networking, NVIDIA as well for networking, and Broadcom. And then one-click upgrades too. So we can go in within the Nutanix interface and be able to update not just the software for Nutanix, but also the hardware, the drivers and the firmware, and all be done within the Nutanix interface. So even with the workloads we provide, Think Agile AX, we do work with many vendors. SAP is a large one we work with, Nutanix. You can see that Citrix is up there, VMware as well. And then we look for a lot of like management products too. So Chef and Puppet was one of those. And then Hadoop, I'm seeing a lot more of those cases come up saying I want to start running Hadoop on a Nutanix platform. So back to services. Our services where we talked about where you get one single point of a contact is our premier support that is included with our Think Agile HX product line. That person that you will basically picks up right off from the phone. You won't get a voicemail. It's a live person. He'll pick up and he'll work the solution for you. And we do around the clock. And so that person will hand off, but the next morning he'll be back to work on it if it's not already completed and finished. The professional services, again, that's the white glove where someone will come in and rack stack, cable the system, build the cluster out, and then give you a more of a training and education on how to manage it, how it works. And then flexible support. So we do have options with next business day response, 24-hour committed repair, 6-hour committed repair, and so that's all going to be based on region too. So the 2-hour response, if you're really into a mission critical environment, we do have that those options for you. So that's all I have. Not sure if you have any questions or not, but I'm free to answer anything.
You're on mute.
Particular on mute.
There you go.
There you
Perfect.
go.
Thank you.
There you
I
go.
said everything I wanted to say in my mute part, but sorry about that. What I wanted to basically say is, to engage the Lenovo and Nutanix teams further, reach out to my team, Ingram Micro team. I'm actually putting the links in the chat now. For any assistance, or you want to learn more about this solution, or just how to engage your clients, we can help you with all of that. I'll put that email in the chat, and also I'll put the registration link for July in the chat as well. It's featuring Microsoft, so definitely, we can talk about their Azure solution plus Copilot, anything else. So lots of good things to talk about with Microsoft at that point. And probably one final note here: as Ingram Micro, we're really passionate about helping our channel partners achieve explosive growth. For that reason, we're here to help you in every way possible to have a better engagement with your clients. All right, that's it for today. A big thank you to Nick and Joe for sharing their knowledge with us, and to all of you for tuning in. And as always, make it a terrific Tuesday. Have a great week, everyone. Goodbye for now.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.